Alright, so good afternoon, everybody. Today is our last class. Are you happy? Good result? Why not? Vacation is getting close, right? So we're gonna have to finish this semester. So, let me, I'm going to do some, okay, things we're going to do here today. So, the final exam is going to start today, actually, okay? Okay, my clock is already 2 o'clock, so I will do the attendance, okay? So pay attention to the attendance. Okay, number 1. Number 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Are you 15? Who's 15? Ah, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, yes, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Everyone's not here? 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 42, 43. So do you have homework? Do you have the homework? Can I have your homework? So this is your last homework, okay? Yeah, so our last class? Okay, is there anyone else? Because every class I say, oh, I will collect the homework at the beginning of the class. By the end of the class, always comes, no, teacher, I forgot the homework, here's my homework. I only collect the homework in the beginning of the class. Okay? If you don't deliver the homework now, I will not accept later. Do you understand? I say this every class, but there is always a student, oh, teacher, I forgot, here's my homework by the end of the class. No, at the end of the class, I will not get your homework. I'm getting it now. If you deliver now, I will accept it. But if you try to deliver by the end of the class, I will not accept it. And the reason for this is sometimes you forgot to do the homework, and then when you're in class, instead of paying attention to me, you're doing the homework. By the end of the class, oh, here's my homework that you did in class. So the homework is not supposed to be done in class. It's supposed to be done before class. This is why I do this, all right? So this is our last homework. And, okay, so let me put aside here. Alright, so let me put it here. Okay, before I start the class today, I want to talk to you about something different, okay? So, did you ever participate in a speech contest? Like an English speech contest. So, last Saturday, I got invited by a student. He's going to participate in an English speech contest. Did you ever participate in one of them? So it was Saturday after lunch in the building number 8. A lot of the students prepare a small speech, then they go in front of the audience and they give the speech. So this student is my student from today, this morning. He said, well, teacher, I'm going to participate in a speech English contest. Can you help me? I need maybe give some tips that I can do to become a good speaker. And this student right now, you can go there Saturday afternoon. So actually the activity was very long. So it starts 2 o'clock in the afternoon and goes until 10 p.m. So it's more than 8 hours. So they have a break for dinner, but it's a long time. So I didn't stay there for the whole thing, right? But I went there for 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I watched a few students giving their speech. And I went there with my camera, like today I recorded in class, right? So I went there with my camera and I recorded the students giving a speech, right? So, and then what I did is, I recorded the student giving a speech, and then I came back home, and then I analyzed what their students are doing, and then give some tips. So today I want to share with you what I think that you can do to become a better speaker. So why is that important? Do you want to become a good speaker? Do you want to become a good speaker? Do you want to speak English well? No? What are you doing here? It's the English class. You don't want to become a good speaker? No? So, for example, if you speak well, your life is going to be better. Okay? For example, if you speak well, people will understand you better. Because if they don't understand you, what's the point of learning English? I tell you, my students all the time, English is going to bless your life. You're going to get a better job because of it. And if you go to a job interview and you don't speak well, the interviewee don't understand you, you're not going to get the job, right? So let me share some, okay, what some of the speakers here. I'm going to put it here, so let's find what
China was an opportunity to pick up.
Okay, so none of you, did anyone of you go there to watch the speech you know about this? Did anyone of you went there to watch it? I'm just curious. Did you go there? Anyone of you here? No? No one? Okay. So this is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Just a few students, right? But I'm going to show you just 10 seconds. Okay? So, do you ever heard about first impressions? Do you know what first impressions is? For example, let's say I'm your new teacher, you never know me, okay? You didn't know me, so this is my first day coming to class, right? So you don't know me, okay? So you're waiting here for the new teacher. If the new teacher comes like this. So what do you think of me? If I enter like this, you don't know me. I am your new teacher. I came like this. Like this. So what do you think of me? Do you think I'm a good teacher? Why not? Huh? I look tired. Yes, I look tired, right? So what else? Do you think I'm a good teacher if I enter like this? Do you think if I was a good teacher if I enter like this? Do you think that I'm a good teacher? Bad teacher, why? Yes, because of my attitude, right? So low energy, I don't even look at you, right? So maybe I'm tired. So you think, oh, this is going to be a bad class. And I didn't even say it on one word. I was quiet, silent. You didn't even hear me talking. So why do you think, oh, this is going to be a bad class? Because the teacher doesn't seem okay, right? But if I enter like this, let's do a second entry, okay? If I enter teacher, hello, how are you guys? Are you doing fine? So you're my new student, right? Yes? So for example, if I enter like this, is it better? Is it better if I enter like this? Hello? Is it better? Hello? Is it better? Can you answer me? Do you think it's better? Okay. Do you think it's better? So what? For example, sometimes you don't know why it's better. But for example, I smile. So if I smile to you because I'm friendly, right? So I look in your eyes, right? I make a connection. When I'm talking to you, I look in your eyes. Make a connection between me and you. So also, I didn't enter like this, right? I enter like a good posture. I'm dressing well, wearing a tie. So this is demonstrating my respect for my students, right? So when you see me talking, you see also my hands gesture. I don't talk like this. Looking at my hands behind my back. No, you see some hand gesture, right? So I'm going to talk about 3 things. 1, 2, 3. So my hand gesture is aligned when I'm talking to you. So when you see an attitude like this, I don't have to say anything. Before I open my mouth, you already like me. And this is very good, right? Because one day you're going to enter to a job interview. So if you enter to a job interview like this, so the interviewee is going to think you're a loser. I'm not going to hire this person because he's a loser. Right? So you did not even open your mouth. You did not even start yet, and the guy is not like you. So this is maybe one of the most important things that you can do in a speech contest. So the way you enter the audience, the way you enter the stage. For example, when you enter to the stage, don't look at the audience. Look at your eyes, smile to them, right? So people will like you more because of the simple thing. And you did not even start the speech yet. So this is called first impressions. And usually the first impression is going to last longer. For example, maybe you're going to give a speech not so good, but they like you in the beginning. They're going to think, oh, the speech is good because you give a good first impression. Usually, people don't change their first impressions. So if I see you and I like you, I'm going to keep liking you. The chance I'm going to keep liking is good. All right? So, for example, let's hear the first speaker here, okay?
China was an origin made of new ideas until the moment you see was a nation. Nationality. You are going to ensure lots of China was an origin made of new ideas until the moment you see was a nation.
Okay, can you tell me what she's doing wrong? Can you tell me what she's doing wrong? She's doing something wrong, right? It's already here, right? So, okay, I put it here. So she's reading. So when you're reading, like for example, I'm going to give a speech, I'm reading the speech. It means what? I cannot look at you. So I lose the eye contact. So reading is not good. I'm not saying that you should always memorize. For example, I don't memorize my class. My class is not here. I have to look at the board, I have to look at my notes. But right now, I am talking to you, I'm looking at your eyes. Oh, I'm talking to you, I'm looking at you, I'm talking to you. Yes, I'm looking to you. So I make a connection. That's a much better way of talking. So she's doing like this. She's not looking at anyone because she's reading. Okay, this is bad. Okay, because she's reading, there's no eye contact. This is also bad. And there's a thing like pronunciation. Let's hear what she's saying.
China was an origin made of new ideas.
Did you, for example, did you understand the last word? She said ideas. What is ideas? What is ideas? You want to hear it?
China was an origin made of new ideas.
So what is ideas? Huh? Huh? Sorry. So she said actually ideas, but she pronounced ideas. So she has a good and strong accent. And maybe because of her accent, people will not understand her speech. So how come you go to a speech context and people do not understand you? So this is why, for example, the first assignment of this semester was for you to listen to my book and then read it. Remember, practice pronunciation, right? So if you say something and I don't understand you, what's the point in saying it? So she goes to a speech contest, no eye contact, reading, and her pronunciation needs a lot of improvement. For example, the first assignment of the semester, right? Remember, listen to my book, read the text, right? So you have your grades in here already. That we can upload it, right? This is let me show you again. This is our grades. This is the assignment I'm talking about here. Right? You remember this one, right? Book review and book test, right? Remember, you have my book, right? You're supposed to listen, and you're supposed to do the test, and you're supposed to read out loud. For example, you already got your grades there. You don't need to do this anymore for the grades. But if you want to improve your English, you should keep doing it. Right? For example, the book has 10 hours of listening. So many of you did one, get the grades, and I'm stopped. I'm not going to do anymore. This is not a good attitude for a student who wants to improve the English. So if you want to improve the English, you should keep doing this kind of exercise. So every beginning of the class, right, every chapter, there is a poem. I'm just working. I'm just going to show you again, right? So every chapter begins with a poem. For example, part 1, there's a poem. I'm supposed to play the poem, you can listen to the poem, and then you're supposed to read out loud. For what? For practicing pronunciation. So do you remember what I did in the last 2 classes? Do you remember what I did in the break time? Do you remember? You might remember if I show you what I did, right? So let me show you what I did. So in the break time, I was doing what? I was playing Music, right? You remember? In the break time? You remember this? In the break time? You remember? Yes? So, music is the best exercise to improve pronunciation. So, I was not doing this for fun. Of course, it is fun. But I'm doing this to show you, oh, you can have fun at the same time improving your English. But are you doing it? For example, how do you do it? Just sing the music. Listening is not going to help. If you want to improve your language, you have to need your pronunciation. You need to sing. You need to sing together, right? I give her all my love. That's all I do. And if you saw my love, you love her too. I love her. You need to put your voice out there. Sing like you mean it. Right? Because you're practicing pronunciation. And this is fun. This is only take 5 minutes, and this is going to help your English a lot. Right? So, but I am afraid a lot of my students, I show this for 2 classes, all my classes, I'm playing some music, talking about music, but none of what my students are doing. I asked, for example, I explained this 2 classes ago, is there anyone here doing this? Is there anyone doing it? And if you are not doing it, why not? It's fun, it's nice, and it's going to help your English. For example, I just showed a student in the speaking contest. Her accent is made it very difficult to understand what she's saying. Alright? So this is going to be very important. For example, one day you're going to enter to a job interview, they want to hire someone who can speak good English, and if you're going to start saying things that they don't understand in you, you're not going to get the job. Alright, so let's listen to the second part. Okay, the last part.
What shall you do? You're going to incur lots of disappointment. What shall you do? China was an originator of new ideas to the moment of civilization. What shall you do?
For example, she's not reading. Maybe she's reading, but for example, maybe the paper is here and she looks at it, but she looks at the audience. She's much better than the first one. For example, she's looking at the audience. So she had eye contact, which is good. But she had a flat voice. Flat voice when you speak the same volume, keep your pause and reading. Okay, you want to say something? What? So I cannot hear you. Teacher, she's singing okay? Okay, so yeah, you can read the question. Okay, for example, she does have eye contact, but she has a flat voice. What is that flat voice? For example, my voice is kind of sometimes louder, sometimes lower. I need some pauses to see some hand gestures. This is a voice variety, and this is very good for any speech. But if I start speaking like this in the same voice, pauses, and so I can lose you very quickly because my voice is flat, no vocal variety. Right? So she has a flat voice, and she is making no pauses. She's speaking with no pauses, no flat voice. So this is not good.
You're going to incur lots of disappointments, a lot of failure, and a lot of pain. Youth is not the time of life, it's a state of mind. It's not your features, your lips.
For example, she also does have eye contact. She looks at you, but she looks at the audience, which is good. But for example, her voice is low. For example, when that's speaking, she asks me to read the room, I couldn't hear her. I need to get close. If you're speaking too low, oh, what did you say? If If you're speaking too low, that's not good. For example, if I'm speaking very low, you cannot hear me, right? So that's important. If you go to a speech contest, you have to put your voice so people can hear that, understand that.
And Spanish is a man of emotions. It's loving. 的时候没有风。Okay, back to the topic.
For example, she did something very interesting before giving a speech. She's kind of singing the music, right? Not really, she's looking at people that she's singing. She's breaking the ice. People are going to like her more because of what she did, sing the music. I don't know the rules, but they allow her to sing. For example, she's breaking the ice, right? Singing the music. She had eye contact. So for the eye contact, she has a hand gesture. Let's pay attention, right? She's going to use her hand.
It's my great pleasure to stand here to deliver a speech on working hard for yourself. I want you to work hard not to compete with others, but because I want you to have the right to choose in future.
See? She's talking, but she's using her hands. She has hand gestures, okay? And also she's making some pauses. Her voice is kind of a good tone. It's easy to hear. She's not speaking too low. So she's a good speaker. I bet she got a good base for the speech because she's doing things that's okay for the speech.
Not to be forced to make a living. We will look at sidelines. There has never been a normal that describes the inner world of women so accurately that she come here.
For example, she's talking, looking at the audience, and she's also having a hand gesture. So this is a good speech, and she has some pauses, which is good also. So what is wrong with this guy here? I don't even need to listen too much. So look at the picture. What is wrong?
You're trying to change some aspects of yourself with the approval. When chances are, they will find something else to criticize. Because it's just.
So he had a good voice. He's not reading. He's looking good voice. He's looking at the people. But for example, he has a paper, right? This is a distraction, right? For example, this paper here. People stop paying attention to what she's saying and keep looking at the paper. Oh, okay, I'm going to teach a class here and then. So the paper is a distraction. So he's doing everything okay. He had eye contact, good voice, pauses, but hand gestures, but in the wrong way. Because hand gestures he's using as a distraction. For example, when I'm speaking in class, I'm going to give you some tips. 5 tips. Tip number 1. So the hand gesture is a line of talking. For example, if I'm using too much hand gestures, too extravagant, this is distracting. So what is the rule for using hand gesture? For example, you have your chest here, right, like a box. So hand gestures around here, right? So 1, 2, 3 things, okay, like this. This is a normal, good hand gesture. But in this case here, it's kind of more distraction.
It doesn't matter.
Please allow me to do a brief introduction of myself. My name is Yang Qing. I'm also majoring.
For example, she's not behind the pulpit. Like here, she's not here. She's kind of here, like me, right? So sometimes I get off the pulpit and come here, walk between you, right? So this is good for the teacher is not separated from us. This teacher is here with us, right? So I'm using hand gestures. She's doing the same thing, eye contact, good voice, pauses, and gestures. And she's not here, right? She's behind the pulpit. She's kind of here. It's more contact. So you can see her body. So it's good. Okay, we're almost getting to the end.
In English and junior student now. Okay, my story short as I started. I used to think the worst thing in life was to end up all alone.
For example, her hand gesture is very minor, but it's like this, but it still does have hand gesture. you're doing.
But actually it is not.
And it makes it more meaningful. Life is not just escaping from one day to the next.
Okay, for example, he's reading, but sometimes he's a little bit yawning, so it's not too bad. But maybe you did not memorize your whole speech, right? Maybe you have bullet points, you need to look at to remember what you have to say. And that's okay. As long as I have to say this and that when you say it, you look at people when you say. And this is kind of okay. He's reading, but he does have good eye contact. That's not a problem. He has a good voice, you can hear him well. And he does give some pauses, so his voice is not flat. So he's going to speak louder, lower, give some pauses, which is good. But for example, pronunciation. Let me just play a little bit more so you can see her voice, his voice.
It's about activity thinking.
China was
And it makes it more meaningful. Life is not just escaping from one day to the next.
Did you hear his last word? Did you hear his last word?
And it makes it more meaningful. Life is not just escaping from one day to the next.
One day to the next. What is next? One day to the next. What is next? So he in pronunciation here is wrong. He said one day to the next. See? So pronunciation is very important. And this is why you should be singing, right? If not singing, like reading something out loud. Listening first and reading out loud. Because it's going to help your pronunciation. Right? Pronunciation is very important. So I know if you do those things, very simple things, some of them are fun to do it. You can put together with a classmate, right? Sing together, maybe, I don't know, start, singing contest, whatever, right? So your English is going to improve. And if you have a good English when you graduate, what's going to happen? You're going to have a chance of having much better job. Right now, I've heard that finding a job in China is very hard. A lot of people are demotivated, they're discouraged. But no, it's so hard to find a job. But if you learn English well, you're going to be above those people. Because when I go outside of the university, nobody speaks English. When I come here inside, just a few people speak English. And even those students in major in English. What is your major? Is it a major in English? What is your major? So your class is visual communication design. So you're not majoring in English. But even some students that are majoring in English, they don't speak English well. They say, I'm not majoring in English, I don't need to learn English. Right? Maybe you feel like, English is not my major, just taking this class, but as soon as I finish, I'm never going to speak English again. This is where you're mistaken. You may never speak English again, but if you do, you're going to find a much better job. English goes well with any other major. For example, if you're a visual communication design and you speak good English, you're going to find better jobs. I can promise you that. All right. So if you, for example, you maybe know what I'm talking about because I send a link to all my classes, right? Let me see your classes, right? C10. So classes C10. Okay. So I send this last message here, right? So I send a link to the video. You can watch the same video you do, and you can watch me explaining what the things that you can do right and things that they're doing wrong, so you can learn from them. So my purpose was not to criticize the students. My purpose is to point out things that they can do better. And I did a recorded video so you can learn from their mistakes. Right? So you can practice and you can learn. This is a very, very good skill to have. Right? All right. So this is I have prepared, so you can read the article in my blog post. I put there things that you can do. You can also watch the video again. But I gave you today the explanation. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Did you like what I said here? Because this is important. Sometimes I feel a student like, why should I have taken this class? I'm not going to use English, speak Mandarin, speak Chinese, right? So why do I have to learn English? So it's so how do you feel, right? So if you stop thinking like the English is a burden, but it's something fun to do, right? You can do fun things to learn English, right? So when I learn English, because English is not my native language, so when I learn English, it opens the new world of things for me. For example, there are books that I can read that I don't have in my native language. When I watch a movie, I don't need a translation. I don't need to read the subtitles because I understand what they're saying. Right? This is all you do, right? All right. So enough of that. I hope you like what I talked to you today about it. It's very fun. So let me close it this one. Okay, 2:35. So I want to start in part 5. Okay, chapter 3, part 5, which is in page 66.
News 1. Farmers and music lovers celebrate farming.
Okay, so I'm going to play a clip, right? So you're going to listen, and then you have to answer the question. So page 66, start here, right? So this is news number 1. So let's pay attention. But please participate with it. Don't just stay waiting for me to give you the answer. So, Peter, I give you the answer there. Hey, if you're wrong, no problem. Because this is not 5%, right? So you can't be wrong today, no problem. All right, so let's listen to the first one.
News 1. Farmers and music lovers celebrate farming.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Farming celebrated its 34th year in East Troy, Wisconsin. The one-day festival features musicians like Willie Nelson, Dave Matthews, Neil Young, and John Mellencamp. Farm Aid raises money and awareness for family farmers in America. Farm Aid is helping us link to the consumers because we need the eaters and the farmers to be together, said Columbia Country dairy farmer Sarah Lloyd. Lloyd said in 2018, nearly 700 dairy farms closed in the state of Wisconsin. She said the numbers of dairy farms closing this year will be similar. Before the concert began, the musicians held a discussion with local farmers. They discussed the changes that are needed in policy. Lloyd said the support of the musicians helps the farmers with their cause. Through News 1. Farmers and music lovers celebrate farming.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Farm Aid celebrated its 34th year in East Troy, Wisconsin. The one-day festival features musicians like Willie Nelson, Dave Matthews, Neil Young, and John Mellencamp.
Okay, question number 1. Which musician did not perform at the Farm Aid? D, B, C, yes. C, Michael Jackson. So you hear the names here, but it didn't say Michael Jackson.
In East Troy, Wisconsin. The one-day festival features musicians like Willie Nelson, Dave Matthews, Neil Young, and John Mellencamp.
So they didn't say Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson is the answer because they did not perform. So Michael Jackson. Okay, question number 2. Approximately how many dairy farms closed in Wisconsin in 2018? How many farms closed?
2018, nearly 700 dairy farms closed in the state.
So how many farms did close?
Lloyd said in 2018, nearly 700 dairy farms closed in the state.
How many? Approximately 700. Nearly means very close to 700, right? So the answer is A, 700. Okay, number 2 now.
News 2. Can time make you happier than money?
Questions 3 and 4 are based on the news report you have just heard.
According to new research in the journal Science Advances, time can make you happier than money. The research shows that this is true as a person leaves college with debt. People who value time make decisions based on meaning versus money. They choose to do things because they want to, not because they have to, says study leader Ashley Willems, assistant professor at Harvard Business School. Researchers surveyed 1,000 graduating students at the University of British Columbia in Canada. They asked the students to rate how satisfied they felt with their lives. A year later, the graduates were surveyed again. In both surveys, 62% of graduating students said they value time more than money, and those students were happier. News 2.
Okay, question number 3. What does William say about people who value time? So what does William say about people who value time? Here's the answer.
People who value time make decisions based on meaning versus money. People who value time make decisions based on meaning versus money.
So what did William say about people who value time?
People who value time make decisions based on meaning versus money.
So which is the answer? I heard someone said C, right? Well, the answer, the right answer is B. They make decisions based on meaning. Okay, let's see it again.
People who value time make decisions based on meaning versus money.
So they make decisions based on meaning versus money. So it means they make decisions based on meaning, not on money. Okay, so they're based on meaning, not money. Okay, so I heard you say, okay, not A, not C, not D, letter B is the answer. Okay, next question. Who did the research survey? Who did the research survey?
Researchers surveyed 1,000 graduating students at the University of British Columbia in Canada.
So who did the research survey? So they surveyed someone. Who are those people? So here is the answer. Who are those people that they did survey?
Researchers surveyed 1,000 graduating students at the University of British Columbia in Canada.
Yes, D. They surveyed graduating students, just like you. 1,000 graduating students in Canada. Let's see what she's saying here. We surveyed 1,000 students from a university in Canada.
Researchers surveyed 1,000 graduating students at the University of British Columbia in Canada.
So they did survey graduating students, letter D. Okay, number 3.
News 3. Owner of popular ice cream truck has fallen on hard times.
Questions 5 to 7 are based on the news report you have just heard.
In Logan Square, Chicago, people line up at the San Luis Freeze ice cream truck. When the truck was missing earlier this summer, neighbour Don Bishop knew something was wrong. Bishop reached out to Mario, the owner and operator of the popular ice cream truck. Mario told Bishop that he and his wife were both ill. On top of that, Mario was having trouble paying medical expenses and his truck broke down. He's just an amazing, kind soul who would never ask for anything, Bishop said of Mario. Bishop gave Mario $200 to fix his truck and started an online fundraiser to help pay for the family's medical expenses. Bishop said Mario was out in his truck this past weekend. Those who knew about his situation gave him big tips.
8.
News 3.
Okay, question number 5. Where is Logan Square? Where is Logan Square?
Square Chicago. He opened Square Chicago. He opened Square Chicago.
So where is Logan Square?
Logan Square Chicago. People line.
City, Chicago, Logan Square, Chicago, right? So they're talking about, they're telling you the location, Logan Square, Chicago, letter C. Okay, next one. What was Mario having trouble paying? So what was Mario having trouble paying?
Mario told Bishop that he and his wife were both ill. On top of that, Mario was having trouble paying medical expenses. On top of that, Mario was having trouble paying medical expenses. On top of that, Mario was having trouble paying medical expenses. And his
He's having trouble paying what? What's the letter? Tell me, what's he having trouble paying?
paying medical expenses.
Medical expenses for him and his wife. So he's having trouble paying for medical expenses for him and his wife. Okay, last question. Number 7. Why did Bishop give Mary $200? Why did Bishop give Mary $200?
$200 to fix his truck. Bishop gave Mario $200 to fix his truck. Bishop gave Mario $200 to fix his truck.
B, right? To fix his truck. Yes, fix his truck. Okay, we finished section A, so let's move on to section B, conversation number 1.
Conversation 1. The benefits of giving an allowance. Questions 8 to 11 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Good morning, Jose. Pablo brought home his report card. He's doing well in school.
That's good news, Alexandra. I'm very proud of our son.
I'd like to give Pablo some responsibility around the house. What do you think?
I think he's ready for it and can handle it. But I think we should also give Pablo an allowance for his responsibilities.
You don't think he's too young to manage money?
No, not at all. I hear that 5 or 6 years of age is the perfect time to give kids their own money.
Pablo is 6. It will be interesting to see what our son does with his own money.
I hope he doesn't spend it all and he saves some money.
I guess that's the point of giving kids an allowance, to teach them how to manage their own money.
It takes time to save money and no time to spend it. It will be a good learning experience for Pablo.
Yes, it will. It will also encourage Pablo to think independently. He relies on us too much.
Yeah, sometimes he does. He needs to build more confidence.
Remember when we were growing up? We had to help around the house and we never got an allowance.
I know, those were different times, but I wish we got some money. There were so many things I would have saved for.
Our parents didn't believe in allowances. They saw it as a waste of money.
Well, we're going to try it our way. I really do want to teach Pablo how money works. 12.
Conversation.
Okay, question 8. How does Alexander know that Pablo is doing well in school? So how does Alexander know that Pablo is doing well in school? The answer is right here.
Morning, Jose. Pablo brought home his report card. He's doing well in school.
So how does she know?
Morning, Jose. Pablo brought home his report card. He's doing well in school.
Huh? D? 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 Okay, let's see letter B. Pablo told her that he's doing well in school. That's not what they say here. So they say here what?
Jose. Pablo brought home his report card. He's doing. Pablo brought home his report card.
D. He didn't tell her. He brought the report card, right? Okay, he used the report card to tell her, right? I get that. So maybe A is not completely wrong. But what they're saying here is that Pablo read the report card. This is how she knows, right? So letter D, she read the report card. So the only answer who has the report card is D. So D is the right answer, okay? Maybe A is not too wrong, but D is a better answer. Okay, next one. What can you teach kids at 3 or 6 years of age? What can you teach?
I hear that 5 or 6 years of age is the perfect time to give kids their own money. I hear that 5 or 6 years of age is the perfect time to give kids their own money.
So what can you teach kids at 3 or 6 years of age? Huh?
5 or 6 years of age is the perfect time to give kids.
Sorry, I was reading wrong here. So teach kids of 5 or 6. Sorry, I was telling 3, that's not 3. It's 5 or 6. So what can you teach kids of 5 or 6 years of age? Huh? You can teach them about
That 5 or 6 years of age is the perfect time to give kids their own money.
teach them about what? Drive, dinner, babies. There's only one answer right this word here. Teaching about
Perfect time to give kids their own money.
teach about the money, right? Money. So the other answer are drive, no dinner, no care, babies, no. How to manage their own money. Okay, number 10. How does Pablo need to what does Pablo need to build?
Remember when we were growing up, we had to help around the house and we never got an allowance.
I know, those were different times, but I wish we got some money. There were so many things for confidence. Yeah, sometimes he does. He needs to build more confidence, does. He needs to build more confidence, does. He needs to build more confidence.
So what Pablo needs to build? More confidence, right? So letter A, confidence. What does Pablo need to build? A, confidence. Not compassion, not character, not courage. Okay, last question. Why didn't Alexander and Jose get an allowance when they're grown up? So why they didn't get an allowance when they were growing up? Jose and Alexander. So here's the end.
They saw it as a waste of money.
Well, we're going to try it our way. I really do want to teach Pablo how money works.
Our parents didn't believe in allowances. They saw it as a waste of money.
To money. There were so many things I would have saved for.
Our parents didn't believe in allowances, they saw it as a waste of money. Our parents didn't believe in allowances, they saw it as a waste of money.
Okay, so why didn't Alexander or Dad get an allowance when they're growing up? Why didn't they didn't get? Because
didn't believe in
So many things I would have saved for.
Our parents didn't believe in allowances, they saw it as a waste of money.
so why did they get an allowance? Because their parents did not believe in allowances. This is why they didn't get it. So letter B, because their parents didn't believe in allowances. Okay, letter B. Yes. So are we going to have a break? Ring the bell for the break? Because it's already 2:55. So do they ring the bell for the break then? Yes? No? Do they ring the bell for the break? Huh? No, okay. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes break. Okay, so 10 minutes. Put it here, that's the break time. Okay, 10 minutes. All right. Okay, counting here 10 minutes. I want to play some music, but we can go to the restroom if you need to. I want to play some music.
You think it's strange when I try to explain how I feel, and I still need your love after all that I've done. You won't leave me, all I see is a girl you once knew, although she's dressed up to the nines and sixes and sevens with you. I have to let heaven, I have to change. Gonna stay on my way down here, looking out of the window, staying out of the sun. So I chose freedom, running around, trying everything new, but nothing impressed me at all. I never expected it to. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I never loved you. All through my bad days, my bad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. And yes, for fame, I'll never They're not the solutions they promised to be. The answer was here all the time. I love you and hope you love me. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Have I said too much? There was nothing more I can think of to say to you. All you have to do is look at me to know that every word
All right, Canadians. So let's go back to what we're doing. So we did a conversation number one. Let's have a pause. I'm going to explain now the first part of the final sentence. Okay? So we're going to take as much time as you need to understand. And then after I explain, if you have no more questions, then we can go back and finish this. Alright? So I want you guys to pay attention. This is your final exam, okay? This is the first part. So this is the first part of the final exam. I'm going to send you a message in the WeChat, so pick up your phones. So I'm going to send you a message here in WeChat. So, did you receive it? Tell me if you got a message in your chat. Did you receive it?
Once upon a time, there were 3.
Did you receive a message? Yes? The class group? Yes? Okay, let's read it together. So let me explain. Let's read it together. So this is the first part of the final exam, 50 points. So this part will be 50 points, and then next class is the reading, also 50 points. Okay? So after watching this video, click on this link. So if you click the link, go to YouTube, there's the same video I'm going to show you here, the same video, okay? So you can watch later, more times. We're going to watch this in class now, but later if you want to watch it more times, you can go there to the link on YouTube, okay? So the first part, you have to record around 1 minute video clip in WeChat answering the following question. So you're going to record yourself answering the question, 1 minute, okay? And I need to see your face. Some students, when they're recording, they have a put the book in front. I cannot see their face. No, you need to record your face answering the question, okay? 1 minute video, okay? 1 minute. Recording yourself answering the following question. Question number 1. The decision they made was fair. So we're going to be watching a video of those 3 brothers. They're going to make a decision. So do you think the decision is fair or not? The second question. Tell me why do you think the decision was fair or not? So you're going to tell mom, teacher, I think the decision is fair, and tell me why you think it's fair. Or it's not fair, tell me why it's not fair. Recording a video of 1 minute. Okay, answering, tell me it's fair. If it's fair, tell me why. If it's not fair, tell me it's not fair and tell me why. Okay? And I put here, yes, the video has to show your face while I'm speaking. Also, it needs to be delivered until today, 10 p.m. So this assignment here, right? So the video right today needs to be delivered today at 22 p.m. Okay? So right now this class is going to finish 4 o'clock, right? 4 to 10, you have 6 hours to do this, okay? So you can watch the video more times. We're going to watch it now, okay? But you can watch it later more times if you need to. You have 6 hours to record 1-minute video, okay? And you need to deliver it today, right? Today, you can deliver it today. Until 10 o'clock p.m. Okay? Do you guys have any questions about the instruction? Do you have any questions? So we're going to watch the video now, okay? But this is the instruction. This is what you need to do, okay? So let's watch the video.
Brothers, triplets, named Tom, Dick, and Harry Glass. Once upon a time, there were 3 brothers, triplets, named Tom, Dick, and Harry Glass. They were raised in the same home with the same parents, had the same IQ, the same skills, and same opportunities. Each was married and had 2 children. They were all carpenters making $25 per hour. While they were very similar in all these respects, they had different priorities. For example, Tom chose to work 20 hours per week, while his brother Dick worked 40 hours, and Harry 60. It should also be noted that Harry's wife worked full-time as an office manager for a salary of $50,000. Dick's wife sold real estate part-time 10 hours a week and made $25,000 per year. Tom's wife did not work. Tom and Dick spent all of their family income. Since they paid into Social Security, they figured they didn't need to save for retirement. Harry and his wife, on the other hand, had, over many years, put away money each month and invested it in stocks and bonds. Here's how it worked out. Tom made $25,000 a year. Dick and his wife made $75,000, and Harry and his wife $150,000. When a new housing development opened up in their community, the brothers decided to buy equally priced homes on the same private street. One day, the brothers decided to pool their funds for the purpose of improving their street, concerned about crime and safety, and wanting a more attractive setting for their homes. The 3 families decided to install a security gate at the street's entrance, repave the street's surface, and enhance the lighting and landscaping. The work was done for a total cost of $30,000. Harry assumed they would divide the bill 3 ways, each brother paying $10,000. But Tom and Dick objected. "Why should we pay the same as you?" they said. "You make much more money than we do." Harry was puzzled. "What does that have to do with anything?" he asked. "My family makes more money because my wife and I work long hours and because we have saved some of the money we earned to make additional money for investments. Why should we be penalized for that?" "Harry, you can work and save all you like," Tom countered. "But my wife and I want to enjoy ourselves now, not 25 years from now." "Fine, Tom, do what you want. It's a free country. But why should I have to pay for that?" "I can't believe you're being so unbrotherly," Tom argued. "You have a lot of money and I don't. I thought you'd be more generous." At this point, Dick, the peacemaker in the family, entered the conversation. "I've got an idea," Dick said. "Our combined income is $250,000, and $30,000 is 12% of that amount. Why don't we each pay that percentage of our income? Under that formula, Tom would pay $3,000, I would pay $9,000, and Harry would pay $18,000. "I have a much better idea," said Tom, "and one that's fairer than what you're proposing." Dick and Harry turned to Tom. "Harry should pay $23,450. Dick, you should pay $6,550, and I will pay nothing." To Dick, this sounded completely arbitrary and not really fair, but it did have one big plus. his share would be $2,450 less under Tom's formula than under his own. So he decided to be silent. Harry, however, was stunned. You want me to pay almost 80% of the bill despite the fact that each of us is receiving the exact same benefits? Where did you get such a crazy idea? From no less an authority than the U.S. government, Tom responded as he pulled out a great booklet. It's all right here in the IRS tax tables. This is the progressive income tax system all U.S. taxpayers live under, and I don't see why we should be any different. In fact, I believe all future improvements should be paid in this way. Works for me, said Dick. So, by a vote of 2 to 1, the cost of the street improvements was divided as Tom had proposed, even though they benefited equally, and even though the reason Harry had more money was that he and his wife had worked many more hours than his brothers in their lives, and had saved some of what they had earned, instead of spending it all. Tom and Dick lived happily ever after with their new arrangement. Harry grumbled a lot, but whenever he complained, his brothers called him greedy and selfish. The end.
So let's talk about the need, so make sure that you understand what's happening, okay? So let's go back to the beginning. So we have here 3 brothers, right? So they are 3 brothers. They're raised by the same parents, right? They have the same IQ, the same skills. They have the same intelligence. They have the same job. They all of them make $25 an hour. But what's the difference, right? They're all married, all 2 kids. All of them have 2 kids. All of them are married. So everything is equal, okay? But Tom worked only 20 hours. And Dick worked 40 hours. And Harry worked 60 hours. So that's let's put here.
Different from with brother Dick. Dick's wife sold real estate part-time 10 hours a week and made $25,000 per year. Tom's wife did not.
Okay, so they're all equal, right? But Tom chose to work 20 hours and his wife doesn't work, right? So Dick worked 40 hours and his wife makes $25,000. And Harry works 60 hours and his wife makes $50,000. Remember, the amount of money that they're making is the same. For example, 1 hour, if they work 1 hour, it's going to receive the same. So they receive $25 an hour, all the 3 of them. But this guy works more hours. This is why he makes more money. Okay? So, all right. So later on, they decided to build a gate, right? They have the 3 houses in the same street. So they thought, oh, it's going to be safer if we build a gate, right? So they decided to build a gate. So they built a gate there.
Pride and safety, and wanting a more attractive setting for their home, $1,000.
So the gate would be costing $30,000, right? I send you a picture there, right? So I send you a picture in the chat, also a picture here. So Harry, right, the first one, let's divide it by 3, right? We pay 3,000, I pay 3,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. So that's the Harry's proposal. So he wants to pay equally. Everyone's going to pay the same, right? So this is Harry's proposal. I send you a picture there, right? So let me put it in, right? This is the picture. And then Dick proposed Tom pay 3,000, Dick 9,000, and Harry 18,000. This is 12% of their income. So if you put all their income together, right, everyone pays 12%, it's going to be 3,000, 9,000, 18,000. But then, Tom said, no, I pay nothing. You pay 6,000 and Harry pay 23,000. And they said, well, where is this idea coming from? So this idea is from the
Housing. Dick and Harry turned to Tom. Harry should pay $23,450. Dick, nothing. But it did have one less, to be silent, to pay came almost to invest an authority than the U.S. government.
So Tom idea came from the U.S. government. So if you live in U.S. government, if you live in the United States, you're going to be paying taxes in the progressive, like this progressive.
Tom responded as he pulled out a gray booklet. It's all right here in the IRS tax tables.
Okay, people who makes no money, very little money, they don't pay taxes in the United States. People who make a little bit of money, they pay a little bit more. So the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. So Tom used the idea from the government because he's making less money, right? He's only making $25,000. So he makes not too much money, so he's not going to pay anything. Tom is going to pay, Jake is going to make more money, right? So he's going to pay in the next bracket, so he's going to pay more. And Harry makes the more money of those three, so he's going to pay the highest. So this is where the idea coming from. So, of course, Harry didn't like it, the idea, right?
This is the progressive income tax system all U.S. taxpayers live under. As Tom had proposed.
So when Tom proposes 0 for him, 6 for Dick, and 23 for Harry, so Harry didn't like it. So he voted negative. No, I don't like this one. But Tom and Dick, they voted okay. So Harry loses. 2 votes okay, and 1 vote loses. So he loses. So this is how they paid the debate. So they divided like this. So my question for the exam is like this. Do you think this is fair? So tell me, I think it's fair or I think it's not fair. If you think it's fair, tell me why it's fair. If you think it's not fair, tell me why it's not fair. Do you understand the question? Yeah? So record 1 minute video telling me if it's fair or not and why. And this is the first part of the final exam. You need to deliver this until today, 10 p.m. Okay? So before I continue the book, let's watch it one more time. If you have any questions, you can ask me. We can discuss the video, right? No problem. So think about what are you going to answer. If you agree or disagree, if you think it's fair or not, that's the question. So let's watch it one more time, and then we're going to go on and finish the class.
Once upon a time, there were 3 brothers, triplets, named Tom, Dick, and Harry Glass. They were raised in the same home with the same parents, had the same IQ, the same skills, and same opportunities. Each was married and had 2 children. They were all carpenters making $25 per hour. While they were very similar in all these respects, they had different priorities. For example, Tom chose to work 20 hours per week, while his brother Dick worked 40 hours, and Harry 60. It should also be noted that Harry's wife worked full-time as an office manager for a salary of $50,000. Dick's wife sold real estate part-time 10 hours a week and made $25,000 per year. Tom's wife did not work. Tom and Dick spent all of their family income. Since they paid into Social Security, they figured they didn't need to save for retirement. Harry and his wife, on the other hand, had, over many years, put away money each month and invested it in stocks and bonds. Here's how it worked out. Tom made $25,000 a year. Dick and his wife made $75,000. And Harry and his wife, $150,000. When a new housing development opened up in their community, the brothers decided to buy equally priced homes on the same private street. One day, the brothers decided to pool their funds for the purpose of improving their street, concerned about crime and safety, and wanting a more attractive setting for their homes. The 3 families decided to install a security gate at the street's entrance, repave the street's surface, and enhance the lighting and landscaping. The work was done for a total cost of $30,000. Harry assumed they would divide the bill 3 ways, each brother paying $10,000. But Tom and Dick objected. "Why should we pay the same as you?" they said. "You make much more money than we do." Harry was puzzled. What does that have to do with anything, he asked. My family makes more money because my wife and I work long hours and because we have saved some of the money we've earned to make additional money for investments. Why should we be penalized for that? Harry, you can work and save all you like, Tom countered. But my wife and I want to enjoy ourselves now, not 25 years from now. Fine, Tom, do what you want. It's a free country. But why should I have to pay for that? I can't believe you're being so unbrotherly, Tom argued. You have a lot of money and I don't. I thought you'd be more generous. At this point, Dick, the peacemaker in the family, entered the conversation. I've got an idea, Dick said. Our combined income is $250,000, and $30,000 is 12% of that amount. Why don't we each pay that percentage of our income? Under that formula, Tom would pay $3,000, I would pay $9,000, and Harry would pay $18,000. I have a much better idea, said Tom, and one that's fairer than what you're proposing. Dick and Harry turned to Tom. Harry should pay $23,450. Dick, you should pay $6,550, and I will pay nothing. To Dick, this sounded completely arbitrary and not really fair, but it did have one big plus. His share would be $2,450 less under Tom's formula than under his own. So, he decided to be silent. Harry, however, was stunned. You want me to pay almost 80% of the bill despite the fact that each of us is receiving the exact same benefits? Where did you get such a crazy idea? From no less an authority than the U.S. government, Tom responded as he pulled out a great booklet. It's all right here in the IRS tax tables. This is the progressive income tax system all U.S. taxpayers live under, and I don't see why we should be any different. In fact, I believe all future improvements should be paid in this way. Works for me, said Dick. So, by a vote of 2 to 1, the cost of the street improvements was divided as Tom had proposed, even though they benefited equally, and even though the reason Harry had more money was that he and his wife had worked many more hours than his brothers in their lives, and had saved some of what they had earned, instead of spending it all. Tom and Dick lived happily ever after with their new arrangement. Harry grumbled a lot, but whenever he complained, his brothers called him greedy and selfish.